Okie dokie, boys and girls, I got a question from a viewer. He asked me how to enjoy your workout and be proud, and well, he was talking about his level as well. And I want to address this question in two parts. First of all, how do you enjoy your workout, right? This is, to quote a certain someone, Eric Bugenhagen, you might know the guy, it's entirely a mindset. It's a mindset and nothing else, right? Because no matter how strong you are or no matter how weak you are, if you look at your workout in a negative way and you think it's gonna suck, well then guess what? It's gonna suck and you're not gonna be able to enjoy it. But you have to realize that working out in itself is a privilege, right? If you're able to move, that's a privilege and that will help you to change the way you look at your workout. And it's not about what you do in your workout, right? You can be insanely weak today, right? And still have a great workout. It's not about what you do, but rather how you look at it, right? And how you think about what you are doing. So the reason I'm saying this is because I've gotten two really big injuries in my life. One time, the first time, was when I tore my ACL. It's a ligament in the knee. I wasn't able to walk for a couple of weeks. I had to, pinpoint I had to inject myself with some medicine in my belly every day, and it hurt. And, I was vanishing, right? I was losing so much weight because I lost motivation. I was in a negative spiral, and basically I wasn't doing anything, right? And I was focused on everything I lost, right? And then, well, after a couple of weeks, I was doing rehab again. I could walk again after a couple of weeks, but it took such a long time, right? And it was a very dark period. But at the same time, right, or well, later on, a couple of years later, I also injured my shoulder. I injured my shoulder to the point where I wasn't even able to move my arm, right? I couldn't lift my arm to my side. I couldn't get it even 5 centimeters away from my side. It was so bad, right? I couldn't do anything with my shoulder. So I couldn't push up, I couldn't planche, let alone the planche, right? I couldn't pull up, I couldn't do anything with my upper body. It was basically the same situation as with my knee, except now it was my upper body, and my main training was my upper body. So you could argue it was even worse, right? But the difference was my mindset. The difference was the way I looked at it, because now I learned from the knee, and I knew hey, that's if you keep that negative thought, you're gonna be in a dark place. It's gonna suck. So I tried to focus with all my might on the things I was able to do. And guess what? Even though I wasn't able to lift an arm in the literal sense, I was enjoying my workouts because I focused on what I was able to do, the rehab, leg workouts, bulking. And even though, when you look at the content of those workouts, they were very shitty, I was enjoying them just because of the way I looked at it. It's, again, not what you're doing, it's just the way you look at it. So yeah, that's how you enjoy your workout, right? And I feel you also asked how to be proud. I feel if you can do those workouts consistently, right? And you might not enjoy every one of them, of course, holding this mindset, it's not gonna happen every single time. You just have to remind yourself every so often. But if you can stay consistent, no matter what you're doing in your workout, the fact that you've already done it, maybe you're not proud of the content of your workout, but you can be proud of the fact that you did it. So yeah, that's part one that I want to address. Okay, so the second part of this question is, well, you mentioned your level in the planche. You mentioned that you can do a bad form straddle planche, or perhaps decent, I don't remember. But you ask it, or you mention it like it's relevant to the question, but it's not. It's the most irrelevant thing that you can mention. And perhaps the fact that you mentioned it shows why maybe you're not enjoying your workouts, because you're attaching enjoyment to the performance of your workout. But guess what? You might not be happy with your level because you see people doing full planche. At the same time, there's gonna be people who are not happy with their tuck planche because they're looking at you. And even to a more extreme, the strongest guy in the world is not happy because, well, he might, or he could not be happy if he was always looking at, the future and how strong he wants to get and the things he wants to achieve, right? If he's always oh, I can planche for a minute, but I want to planche for a minute and 30 seconds, well, if he's only focused on that, he's not going to be happy. So again, to say that the content of your workout, what you're doing in your workout, does not matter, right? It's entirely how you think about it. So yeah, your level is irrelevant to the question. That's all I wanted to say about that. All right, so that's, I guess, a short answer to the question. I don't know if it's useful, but guess what? I'm going through some lingering injuries from the Shimanami Ultra Marathon, right? I want to heal my ankle, so on paper, I might not be doing the most enjoyable training, and that's why I thought it would be a good time to answer this question, because it's easy to say, well, enjoy the fact that you can work out when you are able to work out, but guess what? At the moment, there are many things that I'm not able to do the way I want to do them, and still, I feel like it's important to remind yourself of the fact, well, even if I can't run the way I want to, even if I can't squat the way I want to, there are still going to be other things that I can do. There are still going to be, if I keep training, things that I can learn. And if you just keep riding the wave at whatever level you're at, eventually, right, the wave is going to end, the injury is going to get better, and you will be, well, in a position to get stronger again, right? So in the bad times or in the good times, enjoy your workouts, but in the bad times, enjoy your workout as well. Always try to enjoy your workout or enjoy the fact that you did it. Even if the workout itself is boring and you just can't bring yourself to think about it in a positive way. After it's done, right, you're going to bed, or perhaps you're going to work if you did your workout in the morning. You can think to yourself, well, I enjoy the fact that I did that. I'm proud of the fact that I did that. And well, that's something that's never gonna change. So let's just keep training. I guess that's the whole point here. Activity on the channel might be a bit less in the coming, I don't know how long, because like I said, I'm focused on, healing some injuries, getting my body back on, a healthy level. And well, it's gonna take some time. So I don't know what's gonna happen with the videos, but if you have some questions like this, well, perhaps I'll address them. So leave them in the comments whenever you feel like.